Yo, Crypto Nation and mining family, what's going on there out there in the hashing world in this grisly bear market? All puns intended. I just looked down. It was just like that kind of suits it. I'm using grizzly. It's a bear market. It was literally staring at me in the face. And I had to say it. She had to. I know. Horrible. It doesn't look like I got anybody in here quite yet. So we'll sit here and wait, I guess. I'll even go as far as trying to tweet some of this stuff out. Let's go over to my channels here. My channel. And then I can come up over here.
Digital marketer.
No, I don't care about digital marketer. I'm just wanting to get my... Good. Copy. Then I can go over to here and go pasta. I got one person watching. Yo, if you could do so kindly, maybe give this a tweet out and stuff, all that good shit. What the heck is? Yes, babe. She sees me go live and she's like, "Oh, he's not doing anything. Remember to do this." It's like, yes, babe, but I need to be able to wrestle all the cats into the bedroom so that I can kind of open up the door, bring the hose in, all that good stuff. I'll do it a little bit later when it's not so blistering hot. What's the temp out there right now? Jesus. It has been hot the last couple of days, guys. It is 85 degrees Fahrenheit out there, guys. And 113 degrees Fahrenheit right by the rigs. So that's the air temp in the mine. I did turn off the ASICs during the day just to kind of reduce the amount of heat. The ASICs that I'm running are the E3 Antminers, and of course, they don't make a whole lot of money. So with that being said, during the daytime, whenever the heat's at its peak, I will definitely be I'll definitely be sitting there and trying to reduce the heat that's overall in the mining room, just because watt per hash power, the GPUs are outperforming the E3s. But if the temps are right, there's no point in not, it's not like it's not profitable to run them. It's just not profitable enough to run them while affecting all the GPUs, because, once GPU temps get, I don't care how much room air you move in a server case, if it's recycling the same hot air because you're not getting it out fast enough, that's going to be an issue. And I'm like in that in-between phase of I actually need to upgrade my fans. The poor fans that I have, they have served their very, very purpose for what I was getting them for. So I'm not unhappy with these. These are just Home Depot contractor fans. Absolutely love them. A lot of people will be like, hey, look, they're round, they're open sides, so how are you going to sit there and get the airflow up? So what I did, I'm not telling you what to do. So I sat there and kind of blocked off the air. I put it into my window. Windows are square, of course, right? Unless you got one of those weird round windows that do exist, or the octagon ones. My dad's house has an octagon window up in the attic. It's weird. It opens up like a push-out window. It's funky. Yo, what's up, Crypto McCoo? What up, Crypto Nico? But I'm at that stage of where it's like I need to uh, upgrade the fans and just draw more air in, which that would also require a little bit of rearranging of the mining room, I think, to a point. And I think I need to sit there and, like, if I'm going to do that, make 2 aisles. This way I can have cool corridor go in between the like 2 shelves, right? And have the hot air out and then be able to block off everything from the other side. And this way I've got a complete hot and cold zone, and kind of climate control. That's actually the next step if I'm gonna stay mining at the house. But like I said, I'm torn because I'm in that in between stage of trying to get a facility going. I don't want to sit here and really update everything in here just to dismantle it. Now, some of that stuff, like fans or something like that, I probably can repurpose going into the mining facility, which is perfect. What up, John Jermaine? What up with the howdy? But as you guys are rolling in, come on, guys, smash that Lizzie like button. If you're new here, subscribe, hit the bell notification, all that good stuff. Double check, make sure that even though you might have pressed the bell notification, YouTube likes to turn that off. I've seen it on many, many things that I've hit the bell notification on, and they're not even crypto related. All of a sudden, you're like, hey, where did it all go? So, like I was sitting here and have been alluding to for a little while, I've got the coolmygpu.com. I wanted to make sure I was getting it right. But these guys make the copper mod for the memory. Now, ever since I did the critical pads on there. Now, so I like critical pads packaging. Top notch. Perfect. But I don't think, this is just me, that I'm getting, like, their pads might hold up really good to heat. But I don't think that I'm getting the achieved squish on the package to get the cooler to the die. I know that, if you're sitting there and you're transferring heat properly, you're going to heat up everything else. But I'm going to pull this 3090 apart. The first thing I'm looking for, okay, now this is what I'm going to look for. I want to see more of Oh, nice, John. Nice. So these ones are the ones for the 3080s and the 3090s, and the 3080 Ti's, because the die packages are pretty much the same. Well, let's be real. But they didn't really do much different from die to die. So as long as you're running the right thickness of them, you're good to go. Really, you don't need to go super crazy on thermal compound going onto it. I'm just going to use the Thermal Grizzly. They're non-conductive for the GPUs. I've had that almost did like a Linus Tech Tips thing where he always drops everything. It's like sometimes I wonder if that's on purpose, but so I'll check out what this is all, if this will work on the memory modules. But whenever I pull apart everything, I want to see how it swoosh. Yeah. Sounds crazy. I heard something. I don't know if my microphone picked it up, but it sounded like maybe a little bit of wind caught my my scrap pile and kind of moved it a little bit. I don't know. Hey, Alex. It's like, I see you. Yo, what's up, Alex? Yo. So, like I was saying, I want to pull apart the PCB off the cooler, and I want to see how well it smushed my thermal paste down there. I had an issue last time where it just kind of seemed like the thermals just kind of ran away real quick, and ever since I put the critical pads on there, the memory's been in great temp. Now, of course, I haven't had huge issues with the memory being overly hot. It's like putting in the Jalid pads on there. Probably dropped me about 5 to 6 C. I'm happy with that. When it was running at 97 C, that's to me, that's results. Even in the mining room as we speak, right? The memory is sitting at 92. The core is sitting at 68. Now, granted, around the card, now I put one of the GPU risers. Yeah, that's sick. So I'm going to put one of the GPU risers on there. And I have one of they're 10 capacitor pimp my rig style riser, but it's got a little temperature gauge on there. Now, I like the idea of having a temperature gauge on the riser. I just wish they would have gave a feature to turn it off if I didn't want to have it on. Like if I was only to have it there as like a spot check, every once in a while come over there, hey, what's the temperature in this localized area? Or if I think I got a localized hotspot, I could put the riser right there in that localized hotspot and see how I can drop the temperature. So with that being said, this is my EVGA 3090 XC3. I have a Delta fan blowing on the back of the card right now. And you know what I was just thinking? Hold on one second, people. I know exactly what that was whenever I just thought about it. My one of my spare parts boxes. I know I was on the other side of the rack and I kind of bumped it in as I was coming back out. I must have teetered the box. Thank God it was like wires and stuff like that. It's something that a gang box for the 220 that's plastic. So I mean, it was just real light stuff. Kind of went. That's what I heard in there. I knew I heard something like kind of crash. I was like, man, what could that have been? I'm like, oh, I was in the mining room and I bumped the one box that's a little bit long. Damn it. All right. So, but like I was saying, so I dropped the temperature on the memory like 5-6 C. But at the sacrifice of, I went from 64 C on the core to 68 to 75 C, and definitely thermal throttles during the day. Right now, it's throttling itself back. I've tried to add more to it. She just doesn't seem to like the temperature that she's at. 68C seems to be that point probably where this card has been commanded to kind of throttle itself a little bit. That, hey, things are not correct. Because even if I put it to, let's say, 1200, 1200 on that core locket, get that core to just start hashing away. That's when I start seeing big temperature hit. The core starts climbing on temperature. What up, Goblin? Oh, Alex, if you check out my coolmygpu.com, I mean, this is not a sponsor of any sort, but they make a set of copper plates for the Founders Editions. It might help you out. Might be worth looking into. The reason why I'm going to do it today on this particular card, one, it's got a really inadequate cooler on there. So any kind of thermal connection that it can get that's going to improve it in any way, shape, or form is something that I want to do. And I think right on. Thank you. Will do. No problem, Alex. No problem. So I'm going to be checking this out. This should, I'm hoping, decrease the gap between, because I think the pads that I put on there, I'm just not getting any. The critical don't give squish, so I can't get the GPU die close enough to the cooler. I mean, you can sit there and have the cooler rest directly on the die, and then the paste is going to fill in any of those gaps. So you want to see a good spread on it. I didn't see a really good spread on it the last time. So let's see if we can improve that, guys. So I have it still hashing away, guys. I'm a miner, dude. And so yesterday I was going to do a video on doing this. And I started fighting thermals in there. So I was like, okay, I got to figure out, because I added a lot to the mine during the wintertime. So I had that nice winter cold air heating up the house. It was nice. Now that I'm relying on the door to be closed, temps get really high in that room. GPUs will survive in the hotter temps better than the ASICs. In the ASICs, you can deal with a 100-degree day. It's not an issue. Check out the Bart X store. I quote an A2000 water block for about 80 pounds. Oh, that's kind of cool, my man. Let me know if you get one. Let me know how it works for you. Cause, well, I mean, not that I'm gonna go down the water blocking my A2000s, or I should say the Family Mines A2000s, because cost. I would rather, if I was gonna do anything to them and I'm going into a mining facility, I would rather just do just immersion mine. I mean, this way you can pipe it out to a radiator and just blow it right out the door. Hey, what's up, big room? What up, my dude? So without any further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna shut this rig down on purpose. Now that I've breathed some kind of, I guess, stability into the rig with temperature control, since I've got my E3s off, none of the CPUs. Oh, that's another thing. So I'm no longer CPU mining, guys. You guys know that I'm a big proponent for Monero because I like the privacy aspect of it. Privacy by natures. Today I'm gonna do one card. That's all I've got. I got these Cool My GPUs copper plates, a test. So if this gives me good results, I'll get more for the rest of my other EVGA for the Win 3s. I'll get them for all of them and run these. So we'll see how this goes. So we'll have a plethora of content coming out if these perform as well as everybody has been stating. I have full confidence that this will work as intended. Will I get the temp drop that I'm looking for with an inadequate cooler? That's a lot to be said. But if I can get the core temp even down a couple of degrees, I'm going to call this a win. Because then that tells me that at least with the copper mod, it's at the right height. So, yeah, exactly. So I've stopped. Well, I mean, with all the rigs that I have, I've saved over 1,000 watts in CPU mining alone. Okay, so yes, I've got a bunch of powerhouse CPUs that'll mine like crazy, but as of right now, since the market tanked, right? It's not that I've been slowly watching the downtick of my profitability mining Monero. So with that being said, I'm going to be waiting for Monero to do their fork again. They're forking their mining algorithm again. That should kick a lot of stuff off. A lot of zombie mining for people who have got, viruses on their whatever device it is, and it's mining Monero, and they're wondering why their device is getting hot all the time. Once they swap out to the new algorithm again, a lot of those people's who are having overheating problems, it's going to mysteriously stop. Are those same people going to go to the same site that gave them a virus in the first place? No, they'll probably go to a new one with a new virus. People just sometimes don't learn. I wish I can get to them all, but I can't. Hey, what's up, Tech Man? So until they've forked their code again, I'm going to turn everything off. With everything going into a definite bear market, mining profitability is way down. If you guys haven't noticed, big surprise. If the mining bounces back, if price bounces back hard and fast, nobody will notice anything. You'll have a week, maybe 2 weeks of just low profitability, but you're still earning the same amount of whatever it is that you're mining. So kind of look at it that way. Now, if we are going into a hard bear market right now, and we just watched the bear market sell off with the whole government and everything increasing by 50 basis points. Which we now have 0.70. We're only 0.75% of interest. Market dived off. I'm always bullish, Big Rome. Always bullish. This is just going to be. It's like this. This is how I look at it from an investing standpoint, right? If you believe in the fundamentals of what you are looking at, it is exactly Tech Man. It is a big buying opportunity. It's like nothing changed fundamentally with Bitcoin. It did nothing bad. It did nothing malicious. Nobody rugged. Malicious code wasn't put onto it. I mean, nothing stupid happened with Bitcoin, but the price dropped. So the value of where Bitcoin is now underrated if you look at it. So yes, I'm very bullish. I still have skin in the game. I've got a majority of my wealth in Bitcoin. I don't believe in the banks. I have just enough in the banks to pay my bills. But I transfer everything for holding value in Bitcoin. And I just watched my Bitcoin dollar denominated value drop, but the amount of Bitcoin I have still there. I have the same amount as I did yesterday as I do today. So I'm not worried about it long term. I didn't sell off anything. I bought some today. I took a few bucks of mine, went to the bank, deposited into the bank, bought some that Busy Bitcoin. That's that. I mean, I'm not telling you what to do. This is just what I'm doing. When there's blood in the streets, even if the blood is yours, buy. That is from Warren Buffett. The man knows, he knows value investing. Warren Buffett's not a smart man. He never was. But he understood value. He knew that if somebody was willing to buy it, it had to have some inherent value. And what was that value proposition? Was it long-term value proposition, or was it just the current thing? Because if it's just the current thing, that's a short-term value proposition, and he was looking for long-term value proposition. And that's my viewpoint on Bitcoin versus all the shit coins out there in the market. Is the shit coins are all the current things, where your Bitcoin is your long-term value proposition. So I mean, totally. F.A. Brew. Life happened to the world economy. Can't blame gold, silver, or crypto for war, bad leadership, and viruses. You got it, Tech Man. 100%. With that, guys, I'm going to drop the mic. I'm going to end the stream. No, just kidding. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and power this rig down, and let's get to cracking on this rig. Shut down. Confirm. What up, Golden? Right here. Grab my Allen key, and I will be right back. I gotta go take it off. What the feck just got here? So, I'll be right back. Woo! This back plate is blistering hot. And I got a freaking... Holy cow, this back plate's hot. It's not like the pads aren't touching. Pads are still soft. Oh yeah, pads are very soft still. Doing my initial review after about a week of them being on here and me having just shit tons of fucking problems. So, my camera's not going to pick it up completely. but the board has a slight bow to it. So these pads are definitely not right. The pads are like this. They're the same size pads on both top and bottom. I like put them together. They were the same size, but it definitely looks like I've got a little. I'm just like kind of doing my preliminary checks on this. So it's got just the ever so. And I'm just sitting there taking an Allen wrench, right? And I'm kind of just placing it on the edge of the PCB here. And I can see a noticeable bow right over the die. So my suspicion is correct for what I'm seeing. And whenever we pull this apart, I'm kind of talking and letting this thing cool down. So this thing is like, this fucking backplate is like ungodly hot right now. So, yeah, now it's starting to cool down nice. All right. Hold on here. I'm going to give it the rapid cool technology. Rapid Cool Technology is the AC unit. It just made this thing, oh, so touchable. All right, so let's go ahead, get into this. Get that out of my way. So let's move all of this good stuff over here. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna keep these pads because if the pads come off in one piece, let me get a plastic bag. Hold on. I'm a cheap ass, so don't mind me. I will put if they come off in one piece, I will put I'll use them somewhere else. Gosh, the world doesn't need to be so wasteful. So go ahead and take off the back plate first. I never actually like really screw these things tight anyway, so I mean you shouldn't need to be. These things should never be like gut wrenched on. Everything pulled up. I got a good impression onto it, but it did bow the back plate just slightly. So these are definitely they're good. The critical pads are not bad. I will not dog on them. They performed great. My memory never got hot, but they just don't have enough squish for this particular card. So this card might have a smaller, like a slightly thinner pad on there, and that's causing it to be. How can I put it? Causing everything else to kind of lift up and away a little bit. Clearances are are super important whenever you're dealing with cooling plates and stuff like that. So, considering these did come off nicely, and I think they're gonna come up off of here nicely too. We'll go ahead and put these. Oops, be nice. Oh. So let's see if I can. Let's see here. What do I have that I could use? Wood card there. Let's see if this will help. Seems like the long side was not happy with this. A slight little tear on that one, guys. I mean, it still works. Don't get me wrong. So I'm not going to toss that. They're actually not pulling off bad. That one just wasn't. This one might have gotten a little better squish on it. Let's try it again with the USB box. That seemed to have worked nicely. Oh, look at that. Hey, pulled it off in one piece, guys. Yo. Pull this up in one piece. Come on. There. All right. Always a way to improvise. All right, so with that being said, I need to take this front plate off. I need my smaller screwdriver for that. The world's smallest screw, guys. My camera would never even focus on this, so let's see. There you go. The world's smallest screw. That's my finger right behind it. I mean, see how small that is? Bam. That is a really teeny tiny little screw, guys. If they bounce and roll, man, good luck trying to find it. It's so small. So I tend to use a magnetic tip screwdriver on these, just in case. Then I can pull the rear shield off again. Then I can take the spring carriage bracket off of here. So. There's been a lot of people who've had issues with these spring carriage bolts rounding out, so be very careful about that, guys. Yeah, like mine are actually already trying to do that, so this might be the last time this goes that I can pull this one apart without having to order a new spring bracket with it. Actually, this time it looked like I got... The fuck am I looking at here? So it looks like the last time I got good squish. Kinda. Ah. Okay, so let's see about zooming in on this. So, guys, in the chat, do you think that this was a good spread? In the chat, guys. Copper, paste. This should be smushed a little harder through here. This shows that it did not get proper smush on this side of the die. This is the critical pads, guys. Good spread. Yeah, it's good on this side here, but there wasn't enough pressure on two sides of the die. And I was noticing a little lift in the die right through here. There was a definite bow in this die. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to take this off. But here's something else that I just so happened to notice. And I'm hoping that it's just dirt that I'm seeing here. But you see how it looks like there's two little burn marks here? It's like, are these pads conductive? Because literally, you want... Wow, I don't know if I like these pads. Alright, so I will... Hold on here. Yeah, put a big old skeet in the middle. So let me show you this. Okay. Okay, guys. That's a burn mark. That's a burn mark. Burn, 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 burn. Burn mark. What causes burn marks, guys? Oh. These are burn marks on the thermal pad. This is on the thermal pad, guys. Two little burn marks. Allow me to show you. What it was on. Let me unplug this really quick. Hold it so that I can... Okay. Allow me to go like this. this laid over that. Or, I'm sorry, this spot laid over that opening there. This spot laid over that opening there. This is ground. These critical pads are fucking conductive? Are you fucking kidding me? It bridged two of the pins to itself. These fucking pads are fucking conductive. Are you fucking kidding me? The critical pads bridged power to fucking ground. They correlate with the openings directly. Ever since I put these fucking pads on, my GPU has been down 4 to 5 megahash ever since these fucking pads went on. Meter. Now, I don't have a way to be able to turn this on to see how much power was flowing the ground, but it was definitely enough to fucking affect it. I bet you I'm going to have better performance on this fucking card after this. Watch. Because I'm going to... And it was just this... I've hung fucking cards before like this. So I got a shit ton of smush here. Nothing through here. And these things are fucking conductive. So... So nothing here. What the fuck was it bridging then? It would help if I switched it all the way over. Yep. It was grounding this. It was grounding my rail. This is ground over here. This is from the power controller. I swear to fucking God, if this card fucking is hurt. Oh my God. So, I'm sorry to say, man, I with this. Oh. With this here, guys. I don't condone these critical pads. The fuck? That was like grounding through the fucking pad because the pad happened to fucking touch something. And it should be able to handle that. Oh my God. Wow. That's fucking crazy. It's like, okay, where else that it was touching was it grounding then? It's like, how much of it was it affecting? I mean, I know this is going to be a bigger power rail. So it's like, maybe it has to push so much through it in order to get it to jump. But these are burn marks. These are burn marks. I've never seen pads jump gaps before. And this could have been a kapow on a fucking... $1,500, a $1,700 card. Yeah, 50 to 60 amps. It was jumping through the pad. Try it on a battery. No, thank you, sir. No, thank you. Okay, with that being said, I do not trust these pads whatsoever, guys. I've never seen pads pass power ever. The Jalid pads did not do this. So oh, that's poopy. Hmm. Damn. Sorry, guys. I'm like putting my nail into the groove between the between each chip module and attempting to get this green pad out. I'm gonna get a toothpick. Hold on. Oh my gosh. So I'll let you guys see the awesomeness. So sometimes my brain here, I can get right in between cards. If I see green, it's gotta go. I mean, not saying that this could have like caused anything really major, but I mean, it could have killed the card if it bridged enough through there. Because I will tell you right now that I will do here. I said untangle. I set it down tangled. Nice. See that? Hear that? That's to this capacitor. So this all ties in all of these capacitors. On their output. So if this would have bridged enough power through here, it could have fucked this shit up. Because all of this is power for memory and the core. So hopefully this thing starts reacting better after I do this. But I do not see anything else. Oop, as I say that, I see green. All right, cool. So now I got to repad the memory controllers, the power rail, plus the back of the GPU. Well, actually, I'm copper modding all of this, so I only have to do the power rail and the power controller. So that makes life easy. I've just got to cut pads for two things. I'll go back to the critical because they seem to be they were working for this side without an issue. I didn't have any major complaints about it at all. So let's get the crack-a-lackin'. Now, man, I don't understand how they can make something that was conductive like this. Like, I've never seen something like, wow, that's crazy. I've never seen that before. It is what it is. It is what it is. Now, did I bring any paper towels by me? Oh, hell no. Hold on, guys. All right. Don't forget to bring. Oh, that sucks, Tech Man. Yeah. I was impressed with mine. Mine came to me in one piece, so I mean I won't dog on them for that. You don't have to get all nuts like what I'm doing right now. Alright. So now the die is nice and done up. Kind of looking at the die, making sure there's like I don't see any like nasty heat spots on it. Anything that shows that the die got damaged. And this process will not show up on my camera, so sorry guys. I'm like dancing it in the light and there's like no real way to tell you how to do this. Just like looking at how it reflects. And I'm looking for a distortion and a reflection on the die. Alright, so the die looks good. I mean, I pulled it off hashing, so I wouldn't expect it to be really hurt in this time frame. So we'll go ahead. I was really hoping that these critical pads were a little better than this. So, and it's like the Gillette pads. I like them, but they're not really big on the heat. So, I don't know why either. So that's a 0.5 millimeter. 0.5 millimeter. But you like the some of the sizing. 0.5 millimeter. Oh, I got this for the power rail. This is the Thermal Grizzly. These are usually pretty decent. And then I think these were 2 millimeter. Yeah, I didn't get good. Last die. This last one did not really get pressed on either. It is what it is. So, the 1.5. That's 2. Oh, that's what I was looking for. Is it 2 mil? These are too thick. I bought them directly for this card too. These should have been. This should have been 2 millimeter. Make sure that I didn't mix this up. I'm going to grab my micrometer and I'm going to measure these two. Because I could have mixed it up into the wrong package. So, I mean, I could have put this into the wrong package. It could have happened. It could have. So we'll double check it real quick here with my veneer calipers here. Zero it out. So yeah, these are 2 millimeter. These are 2.5. This is a 0.5 millimeter too big, which would have caused some of the bowing that I was seeing. So, unfortunately, what's the, oh, now it triggers me going. What's the thickness of the memory pad itself? This pad is at 195. Let's see here. Hold on. I'm gonna move you over here. We're gonna do it a little bit different. I'm gonna take the slide right off of the cold plate. Aha. 253. It should be 2 millimeter. Go to the other side. 2.9. Supposed to be 2 millimeter. 2.72. Supposed to be 2 millimeter. 2 millimeter. 2 millimeter. 2 millimeter. 1.9. So, oh my God. So, I figured it out. Check this out. Follow me, right? A little high. Really high. Nothing's here. Squish was towards the sticker. The sticker height was trying to get it to the standoff height, right? A little high. Kind of looked like it tried to smush. Too high over here, right? And if you look at how much the pad is smushed, I mean, this is enough for it to catch. How much of a smush pattern did I get on this? So let me go ahead and zero this out. They gave me a 1.9 millimeter squish in here. So these pads were squished so hard because they were too tall to begin with. Somebody did not do their homework right. And so because this is now a tall and it spans between these two posts, this thermal paste never had a chance to spread out. So so if I had to rate it in 3 categories, for me, shipping, I'll give it an A. Well, shipping, packaging, and presentation, I'll give it an A. Right now, that's just me. They sent me. I mean, TechMan, you have a different experience than I do. So I might be one of the lucky ones that everything shipped perfectly for me. I'm happy with it. Ease of use, I like it. Quality control and performance, no. The pad is 1.9 millimeters. Let me get this top one. Let's see how much the top tried to smush, because it looks like it smushed so hard on the side memory here that it didn't get the same smush at the top because it was already rocking to this corner. And it looks like I've got light and heavy, which light would be on this side where it was already getting light. Heavy because it was, that's weird. I got a 0.7 smush here. And a 0.87, so I got almost a 0.9 smush on this side and a 0.7 smush on this side. 1.19 smush here. So this pad got compressed as hard as it possibly fucking could at the loss of being able to smush this all around properly. And I cranked on that too. And it's probably some of the reasons why I partially stripped this out, trying to get it to fucking smash onto that. Because I saw the performance degradation. And whenever I pulled it apart the first time, you see how it all looks right here? The whole die looked like that the first time. This tells me I had a good smush, but I was fighting too much the pads. And you can see how how it was. Even in here, let me 0.95, 0.72. So you can see how, just in the linear path through here, how much it's smushing harder from one corner to the next. So I'm not happy with performance and quality control on the critical pads. I've gotta, with all puns intended, have to be critical about this. They did not do their job. I'm just saying. I think they could have done better. I mean, I'm not a $1 million company by any means. But when you're putting a product out that's a half a millimeter too thick, and you're saying it's for this GPU, and you go up onto all the information you could find, and you find that it's 1 millimeter across the power rail, 2 millimeter across the controllers, 2 millimeter on the pads, and then everything works perfectly. So we're going to undo what Critical did to me. It makes me wonder what the thickness is on this. And they're a little light on the power rail. Oh, that's funny. So this should be like 1 millimeter. This is 0.70. And that goes on top of the power rail that I said was supposed to be 1 millimeter. And then on here it's supposed to be 2 millimeter. They put 2.5 millimeter up here. So they did everything in their power to make sure this card never had a chance. Ugh. And these pads are flaking off just as bad as they're not like dried out like the Gilid, but at least the Gilid was still performing proper. This is only a week, guys. That's how quickly these pads just like dried out. Oh. Oh, wow. Look at this. You see that? That's another burn mark. Oh, wow. And that was across the power controller. Yep. Wow. Or no. No, yeah. Not the controller. Yeah, from the controller over. Oh my god, this thing was like arcing everywhere through these pads. Yeah, I can't endorse these pads in any way, shape, or form. This is fucking garbage. Do not use these at your own fucking risk. If you're gonna use the critical pads, guys, make sure you put captive tape where it could touch some of the circuitry. That is the worst I've ever seen in my life. Really. I've seen pretty bad in my life. All right. We're now clean. We're going to swap over to this. And I'm gonna put my cooler off to the side here. And we're gonna put up one of these. We're gonna open up this front one here. That's the one that goes here, guys. Now, the first thing I want to take a look at, I'm not gonna just. Now, I like how they come with a steel back plate so that the copper, it's soft, won't, less likely to bend during shipping. They put that into a bag, and they also shrink wrap it or heat seal it together. Oh yeah. Oh, I like that. So, in between, it's real thin copper. So be very careful. Once you got this off of the back plate itself, be very careful with this, boys. So this will go right in there like this, and it looks like it should hold pretty nicely. Oh, wow. Guys, it is... Oh my god. It's flush. I'm not kidding, guys. I don't have like a perfect straight edge. But guys, this is flush. I consider that flush fit there. So this copper mod is the right height for the die, which will allow the cooler to sit all the way down. Yay! That's what I am talking about here, guys. This is amazing. So you're like, hey, how does that all work? Now the other thing that I wanted to do too is, oh wow, that is close. So it's pretty, it's close to like a couple of the components, but not really bad. If you wanted to, you can get some captive tape and put that on there, and it like fits pretty decently in here. Even if it moves around a little bit, it will stay on the die. I like this. This is the best little thing that I've gotten in a while. I like this. I'm going to put it right back up onto the steel plate so I don't accidentally bend it. Because I'm going to put the thermal pads down. And then I'm going to put some thermal paste down onto the memory modules. Yes, you heard me say it, guys. I'm putting thermal paste onto the memory modules. I will be using a little spreader. And we'll spread it across the memory modules. Make sure it is generously spread. This is where you want to make sure 100 and a bazillion percent that the thermal compound you're about to apply is non-conductive in any way, shape, or form, guys. I cannot stress this enough. I don't care what you put on there. I don't care from what manufacturer you approve of. Make sure 100% when you do this that the paste you are using is non-conductive. That's the biggest warning I can give you guys. I've seen personally horror stories, guys. Absolute horror stories. Yes, Captain Tape. Did I say captive? Yeah, Captain Tape. Oh, yeah. Generously. Oh, yes. All right, so we're going to go ahead and cut this stuff out. Not sure. Do I have 2mm? Half, that's 1. If I have to, I will do it that way. All right, so if I don't have enough, I will cut up my 1mm stuff to fit up on there. You can double them up, it don't matter. You can double, triple them up if necessary. Don't go above like 3mm if it when can be, because it just doesn't do any good. So that's all that I got in there. Yes. Arctic silver, wink, wink. Yeah. Need to get this a little closer to me. Hold on, guys. Coming off camera for a second. So I can make a little mark. There we go. Just so I can make little marks here. Grab some scissors. Whoop. They're upside down. I was holding them like a left-handed guy. Two millimeter has to go across these guys. So I cut you. Oops, we're a little late. Make noise here. Bam! Just like that. Cover. Yeah, look at it. The lonely one. One is the loneliest number I've ever seen. Hey! Put you back into the 2 millimeter inch right there. And now I got to put the 1 millimeter across these. We're good to go. Because this is an XE3, so it is hardware locked to not go as high as the For the Win 3s. So this is the little, you know, the cheapest EVGA you could buy for a 3090 lineup. So it'll have power and stuff like that. Kind of, I could have just done it like this. So we're gonna. Come on with your little bad self. There we go. Go. And just like a riot. And you will. make the impression. Kind of cutting them down to size. Boop, boop, boop. A little crooked, a little crooked. There we go. Just like that. How hard was that, guys? All right. Cool. So, we're going to go ahead and put some of this Thermal Grizzly onto the memory modules. This part, I just feel weird doing this. I'm putting thermal paste onto the cards, on them. Goblin. No. You don't really need it on your capacitors. They actually don't heat up the way you think. Yeah. You almost don't even need to do the inductors. Even the inductors, they're just copper coil wires. So it really doesn't. I mean, in the past, they never cooled any of the stuff down. But the power controllers that are underneath the gray here, they've cooled these on certain cards because of the amount of power flowing through them. But this will be the first time I'm putting thermal paste on the memory and the core at the same time. So let's go ahead and make a mess, guys. Oh, that's a good one. I've actually never seen that. I've heard of that before, TechMan. He's like, if you put a heat sink on capacitors, it'll heat soak to the point where it'll like rupture because it's almost acting like an insulator at the base, and it can't. How can I put it? It can't dissipate the heat fast enough out of it. It makes sense, TechMan. The thermodynamics make sense for sure. So, I mean, I've never seen it, but I've heard people talking about that before. So, I've got no way to test that, nor would I want to. Maybe we can get Electroboom to fucking do that. That would be cool. If anybody doesn't know who Electroboom is, he's a cool little YouTuber from Canada. Now, I don't know how much to really put down on this stuff, so I'm like applying a dot, and then I'll probably like spread it out a little bit. I feel like I'm putting too much on there already. I feel like this is about to make the biggest mess I've ever seen. And I hope this is like food, you know, like when you know food is good when it's messy, right? Is this the same way? Does it work the same here? I've never thought in my life I would be doing what I'm about to do here. feels so wrong. It's like every bit of me is saying, "Don't." But a YouTuber told me to do this. No, I've been seriously seeing a lot of people doing this and having great experience with it. Before y'all run off and buy one, allow me to do some thermal testing on this. We'll be able to probably tell almost right away. I'm thinking we'll probably be able to tell right away. God, it's just so time consuming to do this, but so satisfying. It's like I'm painting it gray, it's like gray paint, right? Feel like that was a little on the light side right through this section here. Grab a paper towel so that I can set this down without making a bloody mess. All right, so now we can go ahead and stick this right onto it. That's pretty much what's about to happen here, guys. It's going to go like flush with this. I have lots of hope for this, guys. So here, that's pretty much what I do. When I put the cooler down, it should smush everything out really nicely. Yeah. So let's go ahead and assemble this. It's assembly time, guys. Don't need this any longer. Need all of this stuff. Hey, guess what? I don't need any more thermal pads for this GPU. Yo. Alright, so go ahead and pan out just a little bit, guys, just a little bit. I can turn the card around here. Head and put that in. And again, you got to hook up your fans before you drop your cooler down. other. Trying to make sure the wire for that is way. I make a sandwich. All right, you know what? This already looks better. Oh, fuck yeah. I'm gonna tell you right now, I got high hopes for this. All right. Oh, this already looks nicer. I got good squish out. Oh, it's fucking cool. Oh, okay, so I got good squish on you. Woohoo! Can I? Oh, I can't see the front side of that. Oh, but I got good squish. I have really high hopes for this. But I've been here before. Guys, where I've been let down. So, without any further ado, let's get this thing back together, guys. Guys, put this little faceplate back on because I don't think we'll. I mean, if this is gonna be as nice as it looks like it just went together, I will be getting these instead of pads from here on out. I don't care the cost. This looks pimp. All right, now I've got the back plate, guys. Yo, why? Because they offer it. Dun dun dun. Now, I'm going to put this down, and then I'm going to see how deflected the actual back plate is. So hopefully that's pretty good. Otherwise, I'm going to have to tweak the back plate a little bit real quick. Oh, it's got the little cutout paths for the arms too. Oh, that's awesome. Fucking amazing. There's a little bit of that green pad here. Green pad will be gone. All right. So what I'm trying to do is that those other pads kind of tweak the back plate a little bit, and I'm holding it down from one end to the other, almost like it's being bolted, and then I'm seeing how much deflection I have if I press on it. So it's just like real slight tweakage. That looks good right there. So I'm kind of making it springboard onto it. So basically, I'm taking this opening, and I don't know how else to put it, but I'm going to use it like fingers to hold onto that back plate a little bit, to the copper mod. It's almost like how an automobile clutch is. It's like on, off, on. You know, it's like, so before these little tabs were off, basically. Now I'm pressing them back on, and it looks good. And while you're not messing with it, remember to put it back onto the steel plate. I've got high hopes for this. This is, like, I can tell already that this is way better. Like, it's flatter through this section than it was before. I'm gonna check with my the tool that I was using before. Oh yeah, look at that. We're golden in between here. Holy cow. Julio. And a flick. Alright. So, make sure there's nothing green back here that I could see. Green be gone! Alright, cool. Awesome. Did I see a little bit of green in between here? Just in case. Let's get any kind of crap out in between these chips. Okay, excellent. Now, I set it down behind me. Now we get to on everything else. Yay, look at this. I'm making a mess, Ma. Remember, too, as long as it's non-conductive, it's better to have a little too much than not enough, guys. And this stuff here has already got a higher watts per meter Kelvin than factory. As soon as I get the smushing this on, I will see what you guys are talking about in chat here. And it doesn't need to be like this super freaking thick, but I mean, I'm not even really putting it on that thick either, believe it or not. Then I hear that CoolMyGPUs.com might have something like this for the A2000s. So that's interesting. Makes me want to go check them out for my. It depends on how well this. If this performs as nicely as I think it's going to. I will look at those for the A2000s. You can get it. Right. Here. Drop it like it's hot. 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 All right, now put a little bit of up on here. Put up on here. Oh. Pro tip, whenever you got the syringes, pull back on the syringe and it stops everything at the front of it getting all goopy on whenever you go to put the cap on. Ooh, it's time. It's time. It is so time to go And this thing should be done. Ooh, almost back together, guys. All right. How's my squishy on you? It should be all the way around. Woo. Well, that I want to light underneath here just a little bit. I want to see my squishy pattern. Oh yeah, I got it all the way to the ends. Cool. Put you back up here. Awesome. All right. Give it that panda flick. Ooh. Take that off. Panda flick. Woohoo! All right. So let's go ahead, get this back into the mine. Let's fire it back up. Let's see if I've got an immediate temperature drop. I'm hoping so, that I got my performance back and that lovely temp drop that I'm curious over. My back plate is no longer, it's now bowed towards the cold plate, which, I mean, at least the back plate is. Back plate, I got a little bowed to the copper mod, which I'm fine with that. And then the PCB is flat, straight across that. Wow, that is awesome. I love that. Okay, cool. We're gonna go put this in. I got hot I got high hopes. I got high hopes. Let's do this. All right. All right, so let's see here. What are you guys talking about in the chat? Like, oh, you thought it was an Ultra. Nope, nope, nope. It's XE3. So is anybody? No, I already got past that. I mean, you could put them on the caps, but I mean, I wouldn't. I've never done it. I've dealt with competition subwoofers, which you're talking capacitors on capacitors on capacitors, and none of them ever had any kind of thermal pads. The only thing that you need to worry about thermals are power controllers, smart chips, CPUs, VGA cores, SoC chips, FPGAs, all of that good stuff. That's the stuff you need to worry about. As far as capacitors, resistors, and stuff like that, they're rated in not so much the amount of. It's rated in how many amps that they're allowed to roll with. So if they've got a lot of amps, then they got a lot of more headroom to be able to do this stuff. So the rig is coming back up slowly. I may have to reboot this, but we'll see how this thing are. I mean, we got 53C on the chip so far. I mean, we're still a little higher than all the rest of them. So what I'm going to do here is all right, so we're at 59C. I'm leaning on that core a little bit. Put that memory back where I used to have it. May have to reboot the rig. It like doesn't want to give me my power to it. It like needs like 300 watts to get to peak hash power, and it's just reboot itself. This seems to be very normal with the mixed rig. It doesn't like the idea that I've got a 3080, 3090, and 3090 Kingpin with a 6800 XT. So sometimes this rig gets a little glitchy, especially if I'm running all the miners together. Everything on one, with one miner. She seems to give me some issues from time to time. Give me one moment here, guys. Oop, that's not what I wanted. I wanted show in the box. Go. And let's see if it'll. Hey, there we go. Cool. Now we're just kind of seeing if I've got any device errors, which device decides that it's going to error out. Now you see how my hash rate's a little on the low side. Some of that is this right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna reboot this thing really quickly. So this card might be hurt, and if it is, I'll put my cheap fucking thermal pads on there and send it back. Be like, hey, this was thermal throttling. I had performance degradation, so I re-thermal pasted and put new pads on there. Seemed to not help. I'm still having thermal issues, and kind of go from there. And they should give me a new one. Should, right? Famous last words. Back up on me? Oh no. Oop. There we go. It's slowly coming back to life, guys. Slowly here. So let's go ahead and keep an eye on all of this stuff. And guys, definitely smash that Lizzie like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, all that good stuff, guys. Yo. Oh yeah, this thing seems to be just a scotch hurt. Unless it wants it like this. This is how I used to have it set up. Nothing on the core, MEM 2050, power limit 310, and it would hit life around between 297 to like 308. It would kind of bounce around in there. Let's see if we get some hashies out of this. Or did those critical pads fucking hurt my card? I think the critical pad's hurt my card. I can't get the core up. Like, this fucking core doesn't want to come up. That means the core is hurt. Fucking critical pads, dude. Now the core is going down on you. Wow. Try 1100 on it. Let's see if I can get it to come up just a little bit. I got the wattage to come up a little bit. That's some of the issue too. It's like power starved right now. Temp's better. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's the downtime that sucks. I'm hoping that maybe I can... I mean, I haven't done the update to this yet, so... I could try updating. But it certainly doesn't want to give me core. I could try that. I'll try 1080. It won't. It's like I'm trying to get, like, if it doesn't want to give the power up, it won't care what it's doing here. It's the fact that it won't. It's like power locked right now. And I have this issue every once in a while with this XE3, depending on... I shall do the dreaded update. It does this every single time that I'm running like the wrong the wrong firmware from Hive for it. I mean, like, this card is so temperamental. I'm trying to get it to hit 300 watts on it, Techman. It doesn't even want to try to hit 300 watts. It's staying at 290 to 292. Go. It's updating. Hopefully it'll give me my wattage like I want it. So if you guys got any comments or questions, 41.3 fixture issues on all your LHR cards. Yeah, but I don't have... This rig doesn't have any LHR cards. These are 3090s that I'm dealing with. This is, this 3090 doesn't want to give me my power limit. But I was able to run 1280 before, no power limit, and it would just like give it. Oh, no, it's giving me more power than what it did before. Booting up this time. Hopefully that's all I needed to do. Ugh. Still, it doesn't want to give me my wattage. Ugh. Oh, don't worry about that, Goblin. No, not on that one. Yeah, I feel you, John. I mean, I live on Bitcoin, dude. So, I mean, when the price drops, it hurts me too. Yeah, this thing is fucking hurt. Wow. Let's see. Let's see about updating to the latest miner. Because it's now at 41.4 now. I've had it where doing some updates on it, fixes a lot of stuff, guys. Yeah, there's no BIOS switch on this one. The For the Win 3s have the BIOS switch on it. My temps are beautiful on it now. Nice. 60C. I went from 68C pulling power down to 260 watts. Now I'm at 290 watts, and I'm doing 60C on the core and 80C on the MEM. But the MEM was never a problem. And the rig just shut off. Really? It just glitched. That new miner does not like the idea that there are no LHR cards on here. So I need to go back into the flight sheet. Let's go to 41. And I'll be right back, because now I gotta reboot everything. Hold on. Let's see how that works. Get me booting up here. And it's downloading stuff, so I'm downloading 41.0. So it's downloading the new miner. This takes a second. Yeah, your 3090 is starting to get hot. Hot. Yeah, the 3090s do not like to be above, I think it's 85 degrees, and they start getting a little upset. Let's see how this hash is. I'm hoping this gives me my hashies back. Sometimes I've got to reboot the rig. If it's not happy. Yeah, it is not happy. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to reboot. We'll reboot this and see. Looks like the miner's crashing, so it doesn't like 41.0. 40. Well, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try this one more time and let it do a clean install on the latest update. All workers. Overview. See if it's booted already. So not yet. There we go. Come on. There we go. So I'm basically looking for seeing if it what it does when it crashes, or if it crashes. I want to see the device error. I'm doing what anybody else would have done, which is, you know, you want to be on the newest, updated stuff. Everything works. Oh, it looks like this is working fine now. Maybe it was just a fluke that it crashed. Hey, I got more clock rate on this. Oh Lord. I might have fixed something here. We got 295 watts. Yo. You haven't reflected there yet. Come on. Oh, 4 o'clock went right back down. Power's down too. Holy shit. I'm like, I'm using less power. But, bro, why don't you want to fucking give it to me? Let's try it this way. It might be a hurt card, guys. All right, I got a little bit of core clock off of that. I'm now at 291 watts. What's up, Pepe? Definitely not a temperature problem. That's insane. This used to be the what all I had to do to get it to cash up for me. I don't get it. I do not get it. That's on the latest. $2,300 on the mem. All right. I will house this, my man. I will do it just for you, my man. Just for you. Because I love you, man. No homo. I love you. Let's get this thing hashing. There you go. That is 2,300 on the map. No, it's okay as long as you don't say. As long as you say no homo, it's okay. Unless this thing is getting treated like it's an LHR card. That would be wild. Doesn't look like it's helping. It looks like with 2,300 on the mem, it's hurting it. I wonder. I wonder if with this update, I've had cards where as stuff gets updated, it borks some of my overclocks. So let's try. I'm gonna try 1,900 on the mem and see what happens. I'll try T-Rex. I could try T-Rex, my man. We could certainly do that. I need a drink. I'll be right back while it's doing this. All right. All right, so that's seemed to help a little bit. So weird that it won't like let me put 1200 even onto the core now. I really think this card's hurt. I think the critical pads borked my fucking card. Yeah, get a stiff drink. Yeah, I'll try G minor. I will try T-Rex. But I don't think that it's going to give me 9 mega hash. That's basically what this card's missing now. It's 9 mega hash. Yeah, as soon as I put the core up, it goes, no, I don't, I really don't think so, sir. So let's take that off. Let's treat this like my 3080. This card was typically like within 50 on the frequency, so I'm gonna, my Pepe, giving me kisses. Oh, the Pepe. Getting your butt pat. Oh, yeah. Oh, the butt pat. Oh, yeah, huh? Oh. Like, oh. He loves his little butt patents. So let's go ahead and apply this. So I just put nothing on the core, 1850 on the mem, 300 on the power limit. No, that's not okay, Stiggy. I could have gone my whole life without ever knowing that. All right. Makes absolutely no difference. I used to never put a power limit on this thing. This thing was like limited right at 297 on its own. Oh, it made no difference. Oh, well, that sucks. Let's try a different miner here. I mean, my temps are amazing right now, but it's also not pushing the full 300 watts and mining at 220 mega hash. But this card also, even when I had it in my living room, would hash down whenever the room would get hot. So maybe this thing is thermally throttling right now. I mean, to be honest, this thing could be thermally throttling. So the only way that I could test that is I would have to put one of the I'd have to pull that 3090 out into the living room here, and then take one of my 3080s that I have here, put it into the mining room, play flip-flop and see if my hash rate comes back. I think that's going to be the big determining factor. I honestly think the core I would have issues at 55C on this card, so that might be what I'm seeing here. I mean, let me see what the temperature is right next to the card. Hold on. So, right around the card is 42C or 105 degrees Fahrenheit, guys. 105 degrees is what's right around the card. The GPU Risers card has the little thermostat on there. It says 105 on there, 42C. So that could be what I'm noticing, because it looks like it gives it and then pulls back. But it's pulling back in a much more controlled manner, I guess, is the way that I would look at it. So it's more of a controlled pullback. Do it. Just do it. So I'm going to try doing what John Germain said first, which we're going to try a different miner real quick here. So let's try G miner first, because I got to do the least amount for it. Excuse me. So try G miner first, see how this wants to hash you out. See, the core just wants to stay low. It doesn't want to give me the higher core count. I do not know why. Like, the core doesn't want to unleash itself. Oh, here we go. Core is up. I'm at 105 or 1005. That's still low. Yep, still at 111. Core's up, but yeah, I'm really thinking it's fucking temp related. It's either temp related or the card is hurt. Yeah. So it's either that card is majorly hurt, or... Alright, so we did that. Now we're going to try a T-Rex like John Germain was suggesting. We'll let it hash here for a second. Give it a couple of rounds. I'm getting a little more core off of G minor. Not by much, though. And it's definitely not giving me more wattage used. I'm actually, I'm using 292, so nothing's really changed. So I'm gonna go ahead. We'll try. We'll try T-Rex next. All right. Let's see here. And T-Rex, and I'll have to add a minor for. Build you Team Red minor over there. And update. It's just that everything says I think this thing is thermal throttling. Because this is the same thing that my my For the Winds are doing, but not this dramatically. But let's allow me to go back here, and I will take a look at this. Oh yeah. Oh, interesting. I've got cards at 62C, and they're thermal throttling. So, EVGA will start thermal throttling between 55C for the 3090s, 55C to 65C. Because I've got one card here, the memory is at 108, the core is at 58, and it's like right around 100 mega hash. And this is the For the Win 3 in the Octominer case. So I don't think the temps on this are bad. And it's only giving 260 watts to this one that's hashing at 99 mega hash at 259, 260 watts. But then I got another card here. It's got 64C on the core, 104 on the mem, and I got 205 on. This is so weird. This is so weird. Go ahead and shut that down. All right, so T-Rex is loaded. Same thing on T-Rex. That seems to be the commonality between it then. It's temp. This one, thermal throttles at around 60C really hard. So, with that being said then, there's nothing I can do about this. Absolutely nada. I've had to underclock the my kingpins because it was giving me illegal memory access. So this just might be how these ones operate. The kingpins are a little bit more resilient with their cooling solution. But yeah, unfortunately, this poor little XC3. So if you guys get a chance to buying a EVGA 3090 XC3, hard pass. Hard pass. Just on the cooling stuff. Well, you know, okay. Let me. It's not bad if you're trying to do a small form factor PC build, because the coolers are smaller. It's not so tall. It's an inch shorter, not so thick. I mean, it has its place. But as far, you see, but I mean, when I look at the performance of the For the Win 3s, we're about the same performance. It just the XE3 just seems to thermal throttle a little sooner. The 3090 Ti's are better, not so much because two things are helping out the 3090 Ti, or maybe three. So one, memory is only on one side, so you've only got the cooler only needs to cool one side of the die, and then the back plate can actually radiate heat off of the actual fucking back of the PCB. That helps out with heat transfer and thermal load. You've got less inputs and outputs, so you're generating less heat for the power input and grounding solution on there. And the thicker radiator. I'm not sure if having a what the hell do they call that? Their newer thermal cooler on there that's got the little hydro thermodynamic cold plate now. Well, I forget what the hell they call it. I haven't researched a whole lot of it. Just to be honest, a vapor chamber. That's what I was trying. Vapor chamber. I'm not sure how much the vapor chamber really helps out, because once you get it fully heat soaked, it can only do so much after that. And that's the problem with mining in general, is once you're fully heat soaked, it is what it is, right? So I'm gonna put that bitty back on there because that's how I have had it for a long time. So hopefully it gets a little cooler in that room. I'll run this for, I don't know, we'll run this for like a week, see how she decides to run. It's like what I did with the critical pads. I ran it for a week, and temps just never seem to recover. I mean, the hash rates immediately was affected. As soon as I put it together, and it wasn't even that hot in the room yet, I was already down 2.5 mega hash just by putting the critical pads on there. To see that it's blazing hot in there, 105 degrees, and I have 3090 XE3s in the Octominer case that are doing worse. And so, with that being said, guys, I think this is a heat problem, and I bet you if I pull it out and put it out here, it'll operate better. So maybe that's what I'll do tomorrow. Maybe do that on video tomorrow. Maybe. Nah, I'm gonna let it test in here. I want to make sure that I get rig stability. It was shutting down on me ever so often. And if those pads were every so often short-circuiting, that would kill the miner at random. Completely random. It would shut the miner down. You can ask Mikkel. He's probably really pissed off at this rig and is happy that I started physically pulling power off of it until it finally stopped crashing. So we're gonna let it hash like this for a few days and see if it's fixed. Because if it's fixed, then we know that the critical pads, they might work beautifully for the components that it touches for the thermal transfer, but there's something conductive in it. Oh, there's no way, bro. Fucking, it's like almost 90 degrees outside. There ain't no cooling down that room, and I'm not putting AC in there. I mean, especially since the exterior wall right now to the mining room is in the blazing sun right now. And it's 105 degrees in the room with the exterior wall blazing. The windows, I got sunlight coming into the one window, into two of the windows. It's blazing hot in there. So if I can just get the temps to something feasible, I'll be happy. I'll be really happy. But it's fucking holding temp. So that's kind of interesting that it's actually holding temperature. Amazing. So with when I had the Jalid pad on there and it got somewhat hot like this, I was sitting at 65C with it. Right now I'm 61C. So I think I like it. The memory is at 82C, so the memory's not thermal throttling. I think it's the core. I think they've got a hardware limitation on there. I bet you I'd have to figure out if I can BIOS flash it and force it to hit target level that I want instead of it thermal throttling the way it is, because it does have more thermal headroom here. 61C, in 105 degree, I'd be happy with it hitting 68C. To me, there's no reason for it to be thermal throttle. So NVIDIA has done some really stupid shit, I think, as of lately. Yeah, Tech Man. If I can get my room down to 80 degrees, bro. But then I come into the conundrum that I need more thermal capacity. I need bigger fans. I'm not pulling enough air at this point. And that's the only thing I can sit there and think of is it's just not pulling in enough air. I'm hoping right now that all the rig crashing that it was doing is fucking over and I didn't damage the card. That's all I care about at this point. It's like I almost want to pull the card out here for just a moment, just so that I could see 120.4 mega hash again and let it hold for 5 or 10 minutes and be happy that it's not hurt. But at the same time, I want to test it out in there, and I think seeing that I've got other cards at 58 to 64C that are thermal throttling on the for the Win 3s, I think that's just what the issue is at this point. I believe that the card's not hurt. Otherwise, I think the card wouldn't even post. So, you guys got any other? Oh, and the other, it was also crashing out the rig so hard that my one kingpin, it would lose ability to register the fan. So hopefully this fixes it. I'm really hoping that. That's just me. So before I head up out of here, you guys got any comments or questions before I pop out of here? Guys, definitely check out Crypto and Hot Rods Gaming. Same as the YouTube, just with gaming at the end. I'll be pushing all of my gaming content onto there. It'll be streaming to Crypto and Hot Rods Gaming, plus on the Twitch for Crypto and Hot Rods on Twitch. So depending on where you like to consume your gaming content, are you into watching gaming content? Definitely check out it over there. If you're interested in that stuff, I do a lot of. The channel's gonna be more focused towards sim racing. I may do other gaming here and there, but it'll be more focused to sim racing. It's racing in general has always been a passion of mine. So it's no surprise, with my name, my YouTube channel being Crypto and Hot Rods, that somewhere down the road that you'd see Hot Rods. I'm hoping this summer I will also be, going to car shows. I might do some live streams at car shows. If you guys are interested in that, and talk to people about their cars and see if they've heard about Bitcoin. Have them talk about their cars and how much they like the cars, and be like, oh, hey, by the way, one question before I leave. What are your thoughts, Bitcoin? What's your plan B? Yo. So guys, smash that Lizzie like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification if you're new here. If you guys got any comments or questions, definitely drop them into the comments down below. I do read all the comments, guys. I read them all, believe it or not, good, bad, or the ugly. It doesn't bother me none what people write down. If I think I have some pretty thick skin. Yep, my finger ain't poking through. I don't have paper skin, and I don't have paper hands. These hands are made of diamonds. I got those diamond hand clubs for the Zitty Bitcoin, guys. Yo! And with that, guys, I'll probably start setting up here for some racing, guys. And definitely check out Crypto and Hot Rods Gaming or Crypto and Hot Rods on Twitch, where I will be I'll be racing a Assetto Corsa. And the race that I have scheduled is a 3-hour-long race. So if you guys like to watch, somebody just like bang out some like badass turns and stuff like that, I'll be racing in a Lexus. I'm pretty decent with this Lexus. Not a whole. I mean, it suits my driving my driving habits. Downshifts on it are crisp. It takes off nicely. I mean, I don't really care who makes what motor, as long as it's fast. Fast. Well, I mean, I do like a car that looks good, but the Lambos suck for fucking driving. They're like drag racing, right? So you get them up, you bang the gears out to get them up to speed. But in order to take a turn, it's like fucking turning a goddamn school bus. You're so low, so wide, and so fucking long that by the time you get through a chicane, your nose has already been out for 5 minutes. No red spots. That's like dry skin on a whole new level. No, I actually had an old manager that had I can never pronounce it, but it's where you've got the super dry skin, and it almost looks like you're a leper or something like that. But it's eczema. That's what. I think that's how you pronounce it. Eczema. It's like a skin issue. But one of my bosses had it. He said he's like, man, I put lotion on that shit all the time. He's like, it's just how it is. I was like, damn, that sucks. All right, guys. All right, everybody. I'm gonna get set up here. Maybe start getting ready for some racing. See what the wife wants to do about food tonight. This way, because like if she wants to go out, I don't want to like pause the live stream in the middle of like a 3-hour race, come back to it in like an hour, and be like, trying to race. No. If I'm gonna do it, I want that 3-hour block, start to finish. So we will definitely. I'll figure out what the wife wants to do. Go from there. I hope you guys like this content. Smash that Leslie like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, all that good stuff. If you're new here and you'd like to be part of the community, links down below, guys. I have a free link to the Discord. Hop on in there if you're new. It's completely free, guys. Great, wonderful community that are a bunch of people that are more than happy to help you out with whatever issues you may or may not have. Man, we're even good about making new issues for you. We'll give you we'll help you out and find out that you got a whole different problem. That's the new issue. And if you've been here for a while, you like the content, you'd like to help support the channel a little bit, think about joining the Patreon. Links down below, guys. Got 3 different tiers. It's if you go into the VIP tier, the VIP people will be given first access to the Family Mine itself for hosting. We are going through right now getting all the contracts and stuff. We're going to be talking to a lawyer about that. This way, we make a good contract between me, Mikkel, and you guys. And this way, you have the confidence that there's no fucking funny business at the end of the day. It's your fucking equipment. We're hosting it. You're gonna like the idea that you have hands-off approach, but still own the hardware. That's it's the way that the little people are gonna have to start doing this moving forward, especially if it's a severe bear market. The more that we group together, the more that we band together. It's still decentralized. I mean, granted, yes, it's all in one facility, so it's a centralized hosting facility, but the rig ownership is still very much decentralized. You still very much choose what coin you're going to mine. We're not taking over your rigs. You still control every aspect of that. The only thing that's centralized at that point is the location. Does it matter if you're centralizing your hardware location? Not so much. Centralizing your hashing power, that's a problem. I would never advocate for anybody to ever try to 51% anything, but we're not doing hash rentals. No, I'm not playing the hash rental bullshit game. It's going to be merely, hey, I'm mining here already. I have some extra room. Would you like to take advantage of it? That's on you. There are honest players in this space. Me and Mikkel are 2 of them. You got, all you OGs around here. Y'all know that. Y'all know this stuff. So, definitely think about joining that the Patreon down below if you'd like to have the first dibs on hosting with the Family Mine. We would most appreciate that. Of course, this is a hell of a shill for my own business. This is my company. Mine and Mikkel's company. Oh shit. So with that being said, definitely we'll see you on the next one, guys. Peace out and stay savage.